Rahima Ellis, NBC News, New York.
And that's Nightly News. And a note, a new episode of Nightly News Kids Edition is streaming now just in time for Halloween. And yes, there are costumes. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
We've all used stupid words. He got caught on camera.
He said he'd release the video.
Someone else is threatening him.
I know which one my money's on.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Howard Young Urgent Care. Get in, get out, get well.
Straight ahead, a mining company is looking for precious metals near Wausau. We'll hear from the company hoping to strike gold. Plus, it's not a good sign for families looking to be homeowners. We'll have more about the highest mortgage rates in decades. And a virus in children is straining hospitals in Wisconsin. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Jessica Jukic and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukic. Greenlight Metals hopes to gather more information about a possible mining site which could be rich in gold on the site east of Wausau. But this has brought up some concerns by area residents who think it should just be left alone. Greenlight and DNR officials are saying that proposed exploratory project is just that, exploratory, and that necessary steps are being taken to make this an environmentally safe project.
The only way we would be mining is if we were.
This activity is exactly what it's called, exploration. So they evaluate those materials to determine the quality, quantity, and location of what they're looking for.
The proposed project is located on what's referred to as the Penokean volcanic belt, which is known for being rich in precious metals. Greenlight President and CEO Dan Colton believes there could be more than 400,000 tons of gold reserves in the ground. At this time, they're looking to gain a better understanding of that material.
The only way we would be mining is if we were to enter into a joint venture with another company, or we were to acquire another big mining company.
The DNR has until tomorrow to respond to Greenlight's proposal with anything they hope to change or to deny the proposal altogether. For more information about this developing story, you can head to our website, WJFW.com. It's a cool night throughout the Northwoods. Jeff, how's it looking for the rest of the night?
Well, the sun set at 5:51. Remember, the time change is not this Sunday, but next Sunday. The sun will set then at 4:37. But temperatures are getting warmer outside with highs tomorrow back in the 50s today. We did hit 50 or so across much of the area. Looking outside now, Minocqua, a gorgeous evening or evening sunset out there now. Again, it's been a nice day with temperatures near 50. We're going to cool off tonight, but not as cool as it was last night, where a couple of us dipped our toes into the upper teens for low temperatures last night. Not tonight, though. 47 right now in Rhinelander, 50 for Leona, 46 for Mosinee. It's comfortable out there. Above average temperatures across our area today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And this looks like we're in trouble, I know, but we're not. The dew points across Wisconsin are very low right now, meaning all of this, although the radar sees it about 10,000 feet up, it is not hitting the ground, nor will it tonight. We're going to stay dry tonight with just some cloud cover across the area. As all of this will go to the south of us, we are in good shape into the weekend. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly cloudy skies with low temperatures down near 35. Your full forecast is coming up. Jessica.
Thank you, Jeff. WPS announced they'll be having a planned power outage tonight in downtown Lac du Flambeau. The outage will take place between 11:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. It will likely impact 73 households in the area. Public Service will be contacting residents to inform them of their plans. During the outage, WPS will be performing maintenance and repairs around the city, as well as replacing some of the older electric poles. Tribal police will be providing additional patrols of the area to respond to any community needs during that time. Along those lines, gas companies are having their best year ever. Today, Shell announced it will buy back $4 billion worth of shares and increase its dividend by 15%. This means both owners and stockholders will see massive returns. The profits are driven by high oil and gas prices. The UK company posted net income of more than $9.4 billion in the third quarter, more than double the $4.1 billion it recorded a year ago. Energy companies have enjoyed bumper profits this year, leading governments in Europe to tax gasoline companies to help households struggling with rising energy bills. RSV cases are surging throughout Wisconsin. Wisconsin's averaging 800 cases per week. Right now, no deaths have been reported, but health officials say RSV peaks in January, so it's spiking early this year. The Department of Health and Human Services says more pediatric hospital beds are filled than they have been since 2020. Officials say with RSV growing, it's causing many medical facilities to be overwhelmed.
Most people just get kind of a common cold and can recover pretty easily. However, younger children, certainly less than a year, sometimes typically less than 18 months, will have more extreme symptoms.
Public health officials are advising parents to keep their children protected as possible from respiratory infections by making sure their kids are vaccinated and taking steps to prevent the spread of germs. Wisconsin's providing housing benefits to low-income families. Today, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services received federal approval to implement housing benefits. The funding will help families with children and low-income individuals who are pregnant and do not have housing. Housing consultants, transition support, relocation help, and keeping housing after they move. Wisconsin is the first state to implement this housing benefit through a children's health insurance program. Mortgage rates rose again this week, rising above 7% for the first time since 2002. Freddie Mac says the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 7.08% in the week ending October 27th. That's up from 6.94% the week before. Mortgage rates have risen nearly every week since late August and have more than doubled since the start of the year. The rapid rise has been fueled by the Fed's unprecedented campaign of hiking interest rates to tame soaring inflation. The combination of the central bank's rate hikes, investor concerns of a recession, and mixed economic news has made mortgage rates increasingly volatile over the past few months. Millions of people have already cast their ballots ahead of the 2022 midterms. According to Edison Research and Catalyst, more than 13.8 million people have voted in 44 states. In Florida, nearly 2 million people cast pre-election day ballots. Early voting began this week in some counties. The rest of the state is required to start by Saturday. Texas, California, and Georgia have all seen more than 1 million ballots cast. It's high school playoff season, and the Rhinelanders soccer team is looking for revenge. Coming up after the break, Saul Meyer will join us live from Medford with more. That's After Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
We've all used stupid words. He got caught on camera.
He said he'd release the video.
I know which one my money's on.
This guy hired unqualified lifeguards in exchange for sex.
He pinned me down. People drowned because of you.
Jury's never gonna convict.
They're saying cops raped her and her daughter.
Gangsters posing as cops.
It's front page news.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to find these people.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Under Tony Evers and Joe Biden, it's been bad, but it's going to get much worse because winter is coming. That's right. Reports are saying natural gas heating bills are going up by 28%. Inflation has already caused pain at the pump, grocery checkouts, on rent. But this fall, there's still time to stop the winter pain by voting no on Tony Evers before he makes it even worse, if that's possible.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
There you are. Welcome back, my friends. Okay, so a bit cool this morning. Low temperatures down near 22 in Rhinelander, basically low 20s across our area. But tonight, not as cool because there's some clouds out there right now. They're like a blanket in the atmosphere. We'll have low temperatures tonight, pretty much in the mid to upper 30s. After we did this today, it's still 47 in Rhinelander, 50 for Leona. Most of us got into the low 50s today, and we're not going to stop there. Even warmer temperatures are on the way beginning tomorrow, and for Saturday, and for Sunday, and for Monday and Tuesday. We have a long duration warm weather event on the way. It's not going to feel like late October or November around here, with highs hanging out near 60 through much, if not all, of next week. Already building some heat across the west is that warm air advection across the west right now. That's all going to move our direction. So say goodbye to the 40s, say hello to the 50s, and then hello to the 60s as a warming trend is on the way. So the core of the coolest air is going to get out of here tonight and tomorrow. The darker blue is moderating temperatures. The lighter yellows are warmer temperatures. It's kind of going to sit over us for a few days as the really cold stuff is still well over here, and that's going to stay there for now. No signs of that coming this way anytime soon. And on paper, that's going to look like this. So 56-ish tomorrow, 60 for Saturday. Look at this weekend, back near 60. So no 70s on the map, but still, who cares, right? Tomorrow, or Saturday, 60, 58 for Sunday. And then hanging out in the low to mid 60s through much and all, if not all of next week. That's not going to feel like early November around here. All right, so today there was a breeze out there, lots of sunshine, then some high clouds rolled in. Those are cirrus clouds, and now there's some lower clouds out there as well. And when I show you the radar, don't freak out because there is some stuff on the radar. We're not going to get wet tonight. This is running into some really dry air here in Wisconsin, dew points in the 20s and 30s. So as all of this tries to move this way, it's just going to fall apart tonight. And by the way, this is the radar seeing it in the atmosphere. It's not hitting the ground. We call that virga. It's evaporating on the way down, and thus we will not see those rain showers tonight. But there is lots of rain across parts of Iowa into Missouri and Oklahoma and Kansas, exactly where they need some rainfall. It's been dry there, dry across the Midwest, and they could use that rain. In fact, here's the drought monitor, and this is rare. Of course, decades drought across the West, as you know, but now it's getting into Wisconsin, getting into Ohio, getting into Indiana, and for October, that's not normal, and it hasn't been happening for a long time, so we'll see how the winter shakes out here going forward. But for us, level 1 and 2 drought conditions across parts of north central Wisconsin will likely get even worse from here. Now, it's not the growing season. This isn't going to really hurt anybody, but you get the idea. It's been pretty dry across our area. Our forecast then tonight, though, is lots of clouds out there, helping keep temperatures up in the mid-30s for lows tonight, with a south breeze around 5 to 10. For tomorrow, it's Friday. Oh, it's finally Friday. Partly cloudy skies. Highs near 56 tomorrow. A couple of you could touch 60 through the afternoon with that southwest breeze around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows a lack of precipitation for sure. Tomorrow, mid-50s. Over the weekend, near 60, lots of sunshine. Here's Halloween, right? Trick-or-treating basically Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this year. Halloween on Monday. And then look what happens. Tuesday and Wednesday, low 60s, followed by some rain showers late Wednesday into Thursday of next week. Jessica.
Thank you, Jeff. One of the biggest soccer games of the year is kicking off in less than an hour. Saul Meyer is in Medford right now for the sectionals matchup between the Raiders and the Rhinelander Hodags. Saul?
That's right, Jessica. I'm here in Medford for the matchup between the Great Northern Conference champs Medford and the runner-ups Rhinelander. Now, there have been some epic trilogies out there. I'm talking Magic versus Bird, Ali Frazier, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, but none of those compare to what we are about to witness between the Hodags and the Raiders tonight. Medford has had Rhinelanders number in not only one of their games this season, but ones in years past as well. The Raiders won both of their matches against the Hodags this year, but Rhinelanders out for blood because of what's happened the past 2 years. Medford ended the Hodags season last year and the year before that on this very stage. So, will history repeat itself, or will the Hodags finally get the revenge they are looking for? Reporting here live in Medford, I'm Saul Meyer, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Saul. That's not the only high school sports we have going on today. Playoffs are in full gear around Wisconsin, and some local schools are competing in sectionals and volleyball tonight. First off, Tomahawk star Megan Schultz and the #1 seeded Hatchets are hosting the #2 seeded Encanto Falls. Then Prentice and Mercer square off in what's sure to be an exciting matchup, with the winner going to the sectionals championship. Finally, the state runner-ups from last year, Leona Wabino, take their revenge on tour with Shawano, where they will be taking on Lena. We'll have recaps and highlights from those games later on tonight on Newswatch 12 at 10. U.S. stocks finished mixed today, but up overall. Blue chip stocks rallied after the latest data showed America's economy rebounded in the third quarter. But big tech stocks tumbled following weak results from Facebook owner Meta. The Dow rose nearly 200 points, or 6.6%. The S&P 500 went the opposite direction, 0.6%, and the NASDAQ composite fell 1.6%. It's been since 1991 that the Scottish women's national curling team stopped in Wausau. That was their first and only visit prior to this year. Newswatch 12's Matt Weaver was there for their return and has more. Matt?
Well, Jessica, the club has been making their way across the country, competing against their American counterparts in a battle across the pond, so to speak.
So we come from ice rinks all over Scotland. Some of them are a lot smaller than this one.
We are very honored that we were chosen to be a stop on the Scottish Women's Tour here in Wisconsin.
It's been 31 years since Wausau curlers welcomed the international team to throw the stone.
They are very good, very polished, and very kind to us.
20 athletes from across the pond are taking 14 stops on their stateside holiday, including 3 in Wisconsin.
It's just been fabulous. You know, we've seen so many places that we would probably never come to if you were going on a holiday, but curling has been the main draw for everybody, just to be here and curl against the American players. It's been great.
From Denver to Boston, the road to the finish line can be demanding.
We get tired occasionally. You know, it's quite a long haul, but our energy seems to keep us going. You know, we've got lots of lovely things to see, and living with home hosts as we are here and on the next section of the tour is really very restful.
For the 67-year-old tradition, the U.S. clubs will tally up their totals against the Scots to crown a winner.
We're looking to see the overall scores of all the teams, because it's a competition that builds gradually. It's a whole number score. Who wins the game doesn't matter today. It's how many points we get on the board.
Ultimately, the results are secondary to the experience.
The trophy is something that was put up to create a friendship tour. So if you win it, you win it. If you lose it, you lose it. But I think the most important part is just being here and playing with all the American people and making friends.
Those curlers will rock Wausau through Friday before heading downstate to play in Milwaukee. Jessica?
Thank you, Matt. Schools in the Northwoods are receiving major funding for electric buses. We'll hear about the rollout for the EPA's investment into the Minocqua area.
More than 300 murders just last year. Terror at the Waukesha Christmas Parade. But defund the police radical Mandela Barnes still supports eliminating cash bail, releasing dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes says,
reducing prison population is now sexy.
Actually, releasing criminals isn't sexy. It's dangerous. Radical Mandela Barnes won't keep your family safe. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Caleb Stolzman. I've lived in Rhinelander the last 9 years, and I'm the service manager. One of my favorite things about Cassuret coming into town is their core values. They focus a lot about community, teamwork, individual growth, and coaching. We've been able to go through with the mentor program, getting our entry-level techs trained up to their next level and potential. And it's really just came around full circle to help the guests that we have in our community or those visiting our community.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're toughed with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
but it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
It really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
As an Army commander, I serve God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor.
Keeping your family close together in your home these days are important. Let us remodel your kitchen and bath. Kitchen Bath Mart specializes in complete remodels for the past 35 years. From design to install, we'll take good care of you. Stop in or call us today at Kitchen Bath Mart. We're your #1 choice in kitchen and bath remodeling. Highway 70 East in Arborvitae.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
3 Northwoods school districts are receiving federal funding to upgrade to electric school buses. The Minocqua J1 school district's getting $4.7 million to purchase 10 buses. The Lac de Flambeau school district is getting $3.9 million to purchase 12 school buses. And the Lakeland UHS school district receiving $3.9 million to purchase 10 school buses. The funding's part of the EPA's Clean School Bus Rebate Program. $1 billion will be given to 389 school districts across the nation. The funding also covers charging stations, which will be set up by the school district. Wisconsin will be getting 65 new electric school buses total. The German government is paving the way for legalization of recreational cannabis for adults, though many details must be first squared with EU law. The legislation would allow adults to possess up to 30 grams of marijuana. It would also allow limited amounts of cannabis to be grown and sold to adults in licensed specialist shops. But Germany's health minister warns many hurdles still remain. Time for an animal story that's more gross than cute. A nose-picking lemur in North Carolina has made history. It was the nose-picking that did it, making it the first time anyone has documented that behavior in the species of lemur. The Journal of Zoology published those findings on Wednesday. The lemur in question is a female known as Callie at the Duke Lemur Center. She's seen inserting her extremely long finger a surprisingly long way down her nose and then licking her finger clean. We'll be back with one final check of the forecast.
You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
A governor's job is to make your life better. But would anything on Tim Michaels' agenda actually help you? His rhetoric is violent.
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
At his company, women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. And he said he'd consider abolishing the Department of Public Instruction. It's a radical's dream, but it wouldn't do a single thing for you. Tony Evers' plan is pretty simple. Create good-paying jobs and bring costs down. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
You have dreams. To visit your grandkids. To start a small business. To spend time on the lake. The cost of a good healthcare plan should support those dreams, whatever they may be. They're your dreams. We're just here to help you live them. Aspirus Health Plan, a great plan for your best life.
What does expert HVAC installation look like to you? Having a perfect reading nook on a humid day? A place to enjoy the view on a cold winter day? With a carrier system installed by Dahlquist, your home will be comfortable from room to room. Plus, you'll be getting expert installation of a system brought to you by the people who invented modern air conditioning. Contact Dahlquist today for your carrier. Turn to the experts.
Radical Tim Michaels is extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
And at his company, the culture comes from the top. Multiple court filings say women were sexually assaulted, harassed, and pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Higher-ups dismissed the women as liars and fired those who spoke out.
I don't care who I offend.
That's how Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Spreckstill Slaughterhouse presents Reincarnated, a haunted house attraction. 2 nights only, October 28th and 29th on Stevens Street in Rhinelander. Visit online for more info.
All right, Jessica, I'm still trying to recover from today's news, though. So 400,000 tons of gold in Wausau and a nose-picking lemur? It's
the big news of the day, Jeff.
Let's talk weather for a second. Look at this 7-day. There's not a lot of moisture in it. With warmer temperatures, though, are on the way. The weekend looks fantastic. Look at this, 60s or so. Lots of sunshine for Saturday into Sunday. Halloween, we could do 60 with lots of sunshine through the afternoon.
It's looking good.
For those nose-picking lemurs.
Loving that forecast. Yeah, you might see some out there. Maybe we'll have some Halloween costumes of that. Well, that's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 10.
Oh, my God.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
This is the time of year when we're craving heartier meals. And one way to make everything from thick-cut pork chops to slow-cooked roasts super juicy and as tender as can be is to brine them. Now, if you're not sure where to start, let me share an old world style brine